What's up, guys? How you guys doing? This is your boy Dan, coming live from El Paso, Texas. Really excited that you guys gave me the opportunity to come out and talk to you guys a little bit today. I am originally from New Mexico. Have moved to El Paso the first time in 2003, and then came back again in 2008. And I just fell in love with the people here. Love the culture, love everything about it. It's just an absolutely great place to be able to live, and I enjoy living here so much, and I call it home now. It's one of the really fun places to go. One of the funny things about me is that I love trying all of the oils, and I try them all. I always drink them. So people give me a hard time about that, but I like to see kind of like what they taste like and see how they are and everything. And so that's kind of one of my favorites is peppermint, and I just mix it with water and ice, and then lemon, and then grapefruit. So I'm one of those guys that loves grapefruit. So I usually do that, give it a little spin, but what I'll tell you not to try, Peace and Calming does not taste very good at all, so fun fact. But I just, that's the way I like to always kind of take a lot of the oils. I do diffuse, and, I roll them on and different items like that, but I love drinking them. That's kind of my favorite. As you can see, I have this big Viking beard. I actually, yesterday, cut off 3 inches off of this thing, so it feels a little bit short today, which is kind of funny. Made me think about, we're going to talk about CBD oils, but really actually made me think about, some of the other products that Young Living has, and the Shutron, the beard oil. This stuff I have tried on a number of oils out there, and this is the best beard oil. It is fantastic. Was having dinner the other night at Roost Chris, and the waiter came up to me. He's like, "Man, your beard looks awesome. What kind of oil do you put on it?" And I was like, "Let me tell you, as a matter of fact, Young Living, Shutron. The smell, it smells fantastic. Really smells good. If any of you are out there bearded and looking for a really good oil, this is seriously better than anything I've tried on the internet or otherwise or anything like that." So I wanted to kind of get started off the CBD from Nature's Ultra. They have done an amazing job. So, there's still some people that are a little bit skeptical about it, a little bit, should I use it? Should I, kind of so many misconceptions, and there's so many people that, really they're afraid, more than anything. What if it has THC, and what if, blah, 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 blah. The way that Nature's Ultra is made, and the way that they, extract the oils and how they harvest it, and you're ending up with a broad spectrum CBD oil. And I have tried a ton. I have tried a lot of, I'm really deep into CBD. So I've tried it with THC, I've tried it without THC, I've tried it from dispensaries, I've tried it all over the place. I've tried it as gummies, as roll-ons, as, every way that you could possibly think. When I first heard about Nature's Ultra getting started, that's actually what brought me over to Young Living, is that I was really excited about the opportunity of having some really high grade. And when I started first using the the Young Living products, the quality is unbelievable, and I mean, everyone, that's tried it has realized, quality is excellent. So whenever I knew they found out that they're going into CBD, it was a no-brainer to be a part of it and to really start using some of these products. So this, the Nature's Ultra Calm, this is a 600 milligram. I love this. This is one that, you're having kind of a rough day. I use, like I talked earlier, Peace and Calming, some other ones for relaxation. when this came out, this is one that, you know, you roll a little bit on your wrist. That's kind of a good place to put it. I put it right here, kind of on your kind of where your spine and your head and your neck meets and everything. And this is literally a game changer. This has helped me so very much, you know, throughout the day. Sometimes you get real stressed out and you're just kind of thinking like, man, I need help. This product literally is fantastic. And so that's one that I've really gotten behind. I've really spent a lot of time using, and I just truly, you know, there's a lower dosage that you can get, and then the 600 milligram one is the one that, you know, we just fell in love with. And that's one that, you know, as guys, we can throw in our pocket. I kind of, you know, that fifth pocket that you have on your jeans or whatever, I throw it in there. You know, ladies, if you have a purse or something like that, or even sometimes like when we were traveling, I carry kind of a man bag type of deal. And, you know, I carry this with me all the time. I absolutely love it. Another fun fact about me is that, you know, I weighed over 358 pounds at the beginning of this year, which is horrendous. You know, that's not a healthy weight to be. And, you know, definitely dealing with some demons of that. And my brother, who is extraordinarily fit, you know, sends me pictures every day of how healthy a life he's living, and he's dude's awesome. And he got into triathlons. And, you know, it's just something I've always wanted to do. I've always just had a mindset about doing it and wanting to get into it. And so I was like, you know what? There's going to be one in our hometown. I'm doing it. I'm getting in. And so I started training. I trained 13 times a week for this triathlon. Went from 358 down to 292 pounds. Unfortunately got into a car wreck that ended up totaling my car a month before the triathlon. And, you know, definitely put a damper on that. Was not able to compete in the triathlon with my brother. Ended up taking off almost 4 months because of the wreck, and just started back again training. So one of the things I thought about is that I just truly, you know, was beating up my body. When you're that big, you know, running 100 feet is brutal, much less, you know, running a 5K or 10K or anything like that. So I really had to be a little bit smart about it. And, you know, as I'm coming back, I'm doing so many different things. You know, I brought this oil as well because it's not a CBD product, but this oil is amazing. It's deep relief from Young Living. Absolutely fantastic oil. I mean, I use this a couple times a day. Training for a triathlon, you will beat your body up. You're training for 3 different events, and it's just brutal. And that actually brings me to this little lifesaver here. So Nature's Ultra, they made a joint and muscle balm. It's 300 milligrams. They do also make a higher milligram. I found that this one was enough for me. One of the things about CBD oils and, you know, muscle balms, different things like that, is that depending on how your endocannabinoid system is, which is your body's receptors of being able to take what you're feeding it and take what you're giving it, and, you know, how open are those receptors to working. So one of the things that I found was that, you know, I didn't have to go to a real extreme dose on a normal day. When I was really training hard though, I did have to up my dose, and as I'm getting back into training now, and, you know, I'm training 6-7 times a week right now, you know, and kind of moving again, I am like the sorest I've ever been, even more so than when I was working out more. I think, you know, the wreck, and it was just kind of one of those things that kind of threw my body off, and still isn't 100%, but I got goals. You know, I got things I want to do. I really, you know, want to get going forward. These products make a difference. You know, I put this on, I rub, you know, different places. So I get a real bad pinch right here. When you're riding the bike, you kind of have your neck in a weird position. And so it really pinches down into your nerves right here, and then after the wreck, I've still had like a lot of just kind of weirdness there. And so I put this on, kind of rub it in a little bit, and then what I do right after that is I take a Theragun, which is probably everyone's been on Instagram or the Facebook. It's that gun that has like a ball at the end and just million miles an hour bangs it into you. So I use that. So I put on the CBD balm first, and then I come in there and do that. And then I've been doing a lot of stretching. I've been trying to spend about an hour a day stretching, kind of getting loose, kind of limbering up. Game changer, life changer. I mean, the product works. It feels good. I've used it on my feet. I've used it on my knees, on my ankles, even on my lower back, kind of the pounding of running. This has helped me. I just can't even, it's helped me more than I can even say. This is my absolute favorite though. So this oil comes in 3 different flavors. There's mint, there's cinnamon, which is my favorite flavor. And there's also like a citrusy, kind of grapefruit, lime type of flavor. And so this one that I have is 500 milligrams. And so you can kind of, again, adjust. So a lot of people think like, oh, I gotta use, there's a 1,000 milligram one that you can get of this. I need the most. I need the absolute most. If I can get that one, then that's gonna be the perfect one for me. And whenever I'm using that, it's gonna be the best. Maybe you might just be spending extra money that you may not necessarily have to. One of the great things that you could do there is, I think the best, kind of like a pro tip, best practice kind of thing, is start at a lower dosage. So the 500 is the low dosage now. And maybe start with like half a vial, And so what's cool about this is you sit there and you take this vial, drop it under your tongue, let it sit there for a minute, maybe a little bit longer, and then you'll swallow the rest. Right now I'm swallowing it because, gotta keep talking. You guys don't want to just look at my beautiful face while I'm waiting for it to, absorb into my body. And so this oil is amazing. If you have PTSD, if you are stressed, if you have like anxiousness, if you have a lot of hard time sleeping, if you, cannabis plants have been demonized for, better part of the last century. It's bad, it's a gateway, it's this, it's that, it's whatever. There is so many positive, from clothing to, hemp, CBD products. There is THC, and for some people that may be something that they need. PTSD, however, that's not something you want to take at THC because you don't need the psychedelic effects of it. What you need is the calming, the effects to be able to help you to be able to, kind of give you the calm and, kind of help you through it. So this product, I've given it to my parents. I mean, I had an uncle that passed away from Parkinson's. This would have been, if available to him, would have just made such a huge difference. We have some friends that, they're giving it to a family member with Alzheimer's. I mean, we've all seen videos of, where it can stop tremors. I mean, there's just, the possibilities of these products are endless, and there's so many benefits to being able to help people and, chronic pain. There's just so much that you can do with the CBD products. It's unbelievable. That would be one of the things, like I would completely tell you, give it a try. If you're feeling, like just life is a little bit rough and, things are a little bit difficult, the CBD products, they really help, and kind of adjust your, adjust up as you feel like you need it. If it's a really stressful, rough day, I take 500 milligrams in the morning and 500 milligrams in the evening. so I take one vial of it, which is 0.16, and so I take that twice a day. So instead of taking like 1,000 milligram hit in the morning or 1,000 milligrams at night, sometimes I do take 1,000 milligrams at night if I need it, if it's been like just a really, really, something bad's happened, something rough, whatever. That's where I'll go ahead and add a little bit more. But you just kind of, you adjust it to how your body's accepting. If you've been taking a lot of medicines for a long time, it may take you 30, 60, 90 days before your endocannabinoid system resets enough where it can actually start absorbing and taking in the CBD oils. So this is something like really, really can make a huge difference in a lot of people's lives. I give it to my pets. So when Nature's Ultra came out with the pet, and it comes in different milligrams. This is 200. So I have 4 little rescue dogs. The biggest one is about 13 or 15 pounds. So they're small. I have one that's 2.5 pounds. And so they're, very little dogs. You can give it to goats, sheep, horses. There's an 800 milligram one that you can give. That would be more like what you'd give to like maybe a larger animal, farm animals, different things like that if you needed to. But for like a smaller dog, this has been such an amazing item. We have 2 of them that, unfortunately had some little issues, health-wise. And as soon as these products came out, I started giving them to them. One of the things I wanted to show you guys was, it's difficult to try. Again, it's with a dropper system. And so you have this dropper, but how are you, to hold your little dog's mouth and then you're like trying to force it into, so that you could get it into them. I don't like that. I kind of grown up my entire life around animals and pets and, everything, cows, horses, all of it. And so I use a piece of bread, you know what I mean? And so I was thinking about it one night and I was just like, man, there's gotta be a nicer, easier way. So a lot of times with like pills, you can smash it up into like some cheese or peanut butter, something, you know what I mean? Like, and you can kind of put it in there and then kind of give it to them and they'll, eat it down or whatever. And they take it. With an oil, however, it's hard. So you end up with like this oil and you're sitting there going like, okay, how do I get it to them that's the least invasive, make it fun for them so that they want to. So what I do is I take a dropper full and I put it on each of the 4 corners of, I have 4 little dogs. So I give all of them, even the little 2.5 pounder. Give them each, their own corner. And then I tear the bread up. And so like I'll break it off like, for the little one, he'll get like a little piece like this. And so, it's kind of wet and everything. I let it kind of sink in a little bit so that it's not you're gonna pick it up and it's gonna kind of roll off and hit the floor or something. So you let it kind of get into the bread. And then you just like treats, and you just give it to them and, they eat it down. They love it. I have one little dog that likes to lick it first and then she'll eat it. But the other ones, you give it to them and they're just like, oh, it's the greatest treat ever, And so that's how I've been able to give it to them. And they love it, they eat it. We haven't had any side effects, anything, I watch them. They are like children to me. And, so this is something like I super believe in. I take them for walks, about a mile a night, and just kind of get their little bodies working, their little backs working, their hips and everything, along with the CBD product. It's seriously is a game changer. They love it. Best way to give it to them. Little bit sneaky, but hey, we want them to have the oils. And so that's like with all of these oils, a lot of people I see, get their oils and they, hold them all and they have these these beautiful boxes that they send them to us in, and then what? You know what I mean? Like, people never use their oils, you know. With CBD, with all the other products of Young Living, put them on your body, ingest them, take them through an aroma, you know, the misters, you know, whatever it takes, use the oils. You know, where they don't work is they don't work inside the bottle. You know, where they do work, inside of us. So that's my number one tip, besides feeding your little dogs a little bit by the bread with the CBD, is put the oils on. You know, use them, try them, and that's how you get to see the amazing difference that these oils make. And they've made just a monster difference in my self, and, you know, going through the rec and getting back to training, they've just made a huge difference in my life. So I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. You know, thank you guys for listening, and I hope you guys have a great night. Love you guys. Have a great evening.